In Davao City, there are candidates beyond political dynasties, and one of them is development worker Mags Maglana, who's running for Davao City First District Representative. Nandito tayo ngayon sa kanyang meeting de avance. Literally, a meeting de avance kasi this is a different approach on the usual cap-off of campaign. On May 9, we've covered the meeting de avance of the Hugpong sa Tawang Lungsod, the ruling local party of the Dutertes, at yung kanilang typical na meeting de avance ang ginawa, may mga performers, may mga speeches from the candidates and from the supporters and all that. But in the meeting de avance of Mags Maglana, who is a prominent development worker in Mindanao, Maglana said she wanted put uh, to put on the pedestal yung kanyang mga supporters, yung kanyang mga sectors. So ito ongoing yung kanyang meeting de advance. This is a different type kasi nagkaroon ng sharing from those people na involved sa kanilang campaign and identify yung kanilang mga experiences in talking to Davaoenos in facing yung kanilang mga voters dito sa Davao City. And then the second part of the meeting de avance ay nagkaroon ng breakout sessions with different sectors na supporters ni Mags Maglana, kung saan dinivide into different sectors nga at pinag-uusapan at ina-identify nila yung mga bagay na dapat pag-focusan sa Davao City. So Mags Maglana said kanina na this is literally the meaning ng meeting de avance, talagang meeting to advance or thinking yung kanilang future at yung advance aspirations nila for their city. For those who are not familiar in the local races here in Davao City, the Dutertes are the ruling family in Davao City, and for the first district, Paulo Duterte has been holding the district since 2019 after the three-term of Carlo Nograles. In 2019, he has been holding the same position, but for this 2025 elections, the younger sister of Carlo Nograles, Nograles Almario, is running against Pulong. But beyond these dynasties, there's Mags Maglana na hindi galing sa dynasty, at ang kanyang kampanya, ang kanyang plataforma ay nakaayon doon sa mga problema ng Davao City. She's offering her platforms-based education. Nagkaroon ng pagkakataon ng Rappler na makasama siya makausap siya tungkol sa kanyang kampanya, at yun nga, pinagfocusan niya yung mga specific problems ng Davao City. Ngayon, this is Mags Maglana's second time na pagtakbo dito sa Davao City. She first ran in 2022 against Pulong Duterte. She lost to Pulong, but she made a statement that the Dutertes are not untouchable and unchallenged in Davao City, and she is repeating her battle against Pulong this 2025, but this time she is sandwiched between warring dynasties of the Nograleses and the Dutertes. And according to Mags, whom we talked to months ago, sabi niya, her run is a statement that the Baweños have options beyond dynasties. And to talk about the copying up of her campaign, we have here Mags Maglana to discuss and share some of her insights before they finally end the campaign. Today is the last day of the campaign for the 2025 elections, and we have Mags Maglana. Mags, can you share to our viewers bakit ganito yung naging approach natin with meeting the avance? Kasi last time, I understand that you went with the traditional one na pupunta sa streets, but why a sudden change, or why a big change this time?
Well, naisip namin, Jairo, we really wanted to be more listening-oriented and conversational in this campaign. And from the start to the finish, gano'n, no? So, gaya nga ng sinabi namin kanina, ang aming meeting de avance is literally conversations to move forward. And in this case, mas pinili ko na ang mag-usap-usap ay ang iba't ibang mga sektor, no, na nandito sa Davao. So we have women, seniors, we have young people here, we have lawyers, we have people from the academy, we have people from civil society organizations, and even business. You know, sa context ng Davao, dalawang malaking dinastiya itong naghaharap dito, no? And we keep trying to point out na hindi lang dalawa yan, kasi actually meron kang national dynasty that seems to be involved, no? Ito yung Marcos Romualdez. And then even sa mga local positions, nano-normalize na yung mga dynasty, no? So it's the dynastic impetus, kumbaga, to run the political scene in Davao. And so, kasi pag mga dinastiya, usually ang mga tao ay backdrop or audience or yes, they're supporters, but supporters na hindi naririnig yung boses dahil hindi nakafocus sa interes at mga karapatan ng mga tao. And we wanted to make sure na in our case, ang bida, ang spotlight ay hindi nasa kandidato, kundi sa mamamayan at yung kanilang mga interes at yung kanilang mga aspirations, no? So that's how we're doing it. That's how we did it from day one. That's how we will close our campaign.
And speaking of dynasties, Mags, there are parang pitfall that people talk about dynasties, politicians when we talk about the context of politics. But well, in fact, when we talk about local politics and even national politics, we should be talking about problems. We should be talking about concerns and solutions. For example, in Davao City, you have a problem with traffic, you have a problem with flooding, with housing, and all that. So why is it important that we talk to different sectors in including them in our campaign and not just banking on the personality and patronage politics, Mags?
Sa mananaw kasi ng mga dinastiya, pare-pareho lang mga tao eh. Sa kanila, either botante ka or supporter ka. So hindi na nakikita yung katangian ng iba't ibang mga grupo at ang interes ng bawat grupo at ang kakayahan ng bawat grupo. And medyo tingin ko mali yun. Kasi Davao, like many other places, but Davao in particular, is a place known for its diversity. So kung hindi mo kinikilala yung pagkakaiba-iba ng iba't ibang sektor sa iyong pangangampanya, when you govern, assuming you're elected, baka ganun din ang mangyari, no? Hindi mo matutugunan yung aspirations ng bawat sector. At ang sinasabi ko nga parati, simple lang watch how your candidate campaigns because kung paano siya mangangampanya, malamang ganun din siya go-govern kung siya or magli-lead kapag siya ay nanalo. So kung hanggang rally lang siya, no, at yung kanyang rally ay kung hindi entertainment, baka puro galit na mga speeches, no, angry na mga negative na campaigning, at hindi talaga siya nalalapitan ng mga tao other than handshaking, baka malamang ganyan din ang mangyari sa aktual. At we don't want that. Like I said, mas gusto ko mag-usap-usap at makinig sa isa't isa. Kaya nga, ang ginagawa namin ngayon, we're having conversations, no? Sectoral conversations.
Bilang last question namin, Mags, for 2025, you said in one of our interviews na you want to go out there, continue your in-person campaign. But aside from that, syempre kailangan nandun pa rin yung plataforma, ipakita mo sa kanila na may ginagawa ka. And for this 2025, how are you hopeful that the Baweños, not just for the first district congressional race, but in other positions in Davao City, will finally choose platforms-based candidates, mga kandidato na qualified and not just because of name recall and not just because of their names and well-entrenched dynasties in Davao City?
Alam mo, Jairo, ang kailangan nating isipin ay, at the end of the day, sagrado ang boto. At ang pagboto ay isang hindi lang karapatan, kundi it's an act of power, right? So, pinapaalala natin sa mga tao yan kasi ngayong darating na Lunes, at hindi lang hanggang Lunes, sana hanggang even beyond that, ang gagawin nila ay sa kanilang pagpapasya, no? On May 12 and thereafter, aalalahanin nila ang kanilang mga sarili, aalalahanin nila ang kanilang mga anak, mga apo at mga pamangkin because their vote should be about them and for them, not because they feel they have to support one family over another. No? Ang pangalawa, sinasabi ko parati ay ang usapin dito ay demokrasya at hindi lang kung sinong pamilya ang mas gusto ng mga tao. So, ang anong ibig sabihin nun? Diversity, ang isa sa mga bagay na nakatutulak ng healthy na demokrasya, di ba? Parang ano nga yung sabi nga nung paraphrasing someone that encountered in a campaign, sabi niya, kung gusto mong magluto ng pinakbet, hindi pwedeng puro kalabasa. So, ibig sabihin nun, kung gusto mo ng isang pamahalaan or governance na healthy, may checks and balance, merong performance, may transparency, accountability, responsiveness, and participation, then you have to have different groups, different interests. Kaya hindi pwedeng pare-pareho ng apelyido ang iboboto. So isang naming panawagan sa mga taga Davao, kung maaari po, wag naman yung pabalik-balik, wag din naman yung pare-parehong mga apelyido. No? Kasi nga, demokrasya ang nakataya dito. Hindi lang kung sinong pamilya ang mas gamhanan. Ikatlo, ang sinasabi ko din ay, alam nyo, hindi lang to hanggang Mayo 12. Ano man ang mangyari sa eleksyon, dapat maningil ang mamamayan. Ang paniningil ay hindi lang dahil gusto nating masingil ang isang kandidato sa kanyang pangako, kundi paniningil doon sa kanyang mandato at yung kanyang deliverables and accountabilities. So, our third message has always been, maningil tayo. So back to the point, no? Ano yung inaasahan natin, bakit hopefully Davaoenos will choose differently, because we're asking them to vote for themselves, their children, their grandchildren, and their nephews and nieces. Number two, we're asking them to ensure we have democracy by voting, hindi pa balik-balik at sana hindi pare-pareho ang apelyido. At pangatlo, we're asking them to hold government accountable, to hold politicians to their word and to their commitments. And hopefully with these reminders, Davao will surprise us after May 12.
Thank you so much, Mags, for your time, and good luck on May 12. Thank you. All eyes are on Davao because on May 12, Davao City could elect or re-elect former President Rodrigo Duterte, who's currently detained in The Hague, Netherlands, over his crimes against humanity case. But beyond Duterte, we need to talk about other Dutertes who are running in these polls. If all the Dutertes win, at least 5 are running, 7 positions in Davao City will be under the name of the Dutertes, not including the BPP party list, who's led by a relative of a Duterte. And if that happens, the Dutertes will have positions from barangay level up to the national, from barangay level up to Vice President Sara Duterte in the national scene. Yan muna ang update mula dito sa Davao City. Ako po si Jairo Boliedo, Rappler, Davao.